PulseChain is looking good today, 5% up on the cores, and we've got some action over the weekend involving meme coins that we're going to talk about. So Liberty Swap is an up-and-coming platform. Over the weekend, they just added a bunch of new meme coins. Now, a lot of these meme coins, I treat them as short-term holds, except for, of course, if you know, you've been following me, Top Hat and Most Token. I'm going to be holding these coins for the entirety of the cycle. But Liberty Swap did something that was really unexpected. They dropped a ticker symbol of Peacock token, which I was able to capitalize on, and I want to partially make this video to explain a very simple strategy of how you can implement a hot wallet and a cold wallet to separate your degen plays from your core bags and potentially be able to identify and act quickly when this kind of a thing does happen, because it is rare. You're not going to get one of these opportunities every day, but maybe every couple of weeks, every couple of months, something happens where an influential, up-and-coming figure like Liberty Swap, who got 10,000 followers in a couple of months, everybody liked Liberty Swap. Nobody expected them to launch a ticker symbol, and they didn't even launch it. They were gifted like $100,000 worth of Peacock token. And is Peacock token going to be the future of PulseChain's mascot for the whole cycle? I don't really know. I don't really care. I already swapped in and out. I made a 4X on Peacock, so thank you, Liberty Swap. Thank you, guy who launched the token. But I'm already out. And of course, as soon as I sold, the token kept going up anyway. And that's just always how it goes. I don't care. I'm not going to look at the chart anymore. If it goes up more, great. Congratulations to all the people that bought early. But I was able to capitalize on this because I had a hot wallet separate from my cold wallet. And this is a concept of having a separate MetaMask account that's potentially on your mobile phone, so you can access it on the go, so that if you were scrolling through Twitter and something like this happens, that doesn't happen very often, where you've got, again, an authority figure with a lot of followers that's very popular. And if you're in tune with the trends of a certain chain, like I'm pretty in tune with PulseChain, I could pretty much guess that, oh, Peacock, if Liberty Swap is shilling it, then it's probably going to pump pretty hard. And it did. And I made a 4X, and that's great. But I was only able to do this because I had side bets, degen money in my degen hot wallet. And the reason you don't want to have this hot wallet touching your cold wallet is because, one, you're not going to be tempted to access your long-term core coins, your investing coins that you work so hard to save up and accumulate. And two, with the hot wallet, you're able to connect to riskier stuff, because if you ever get hacked on your hot wallet, you're not going to be completely devastated. You're not going to lose all of your money. That's why the 90% core, 10% lottery, or maybe 80-20, this system works for a lot of people. And if you're new to crypto, but if you missed out on something like Peacock token, and who knows, it might still go up. Again, I don't care. But if you want to be able to execute quickly and flip things quickly for the once in a while opportunity, if it just so happens to fall on your lap, if you're in the right place at the right time, like I was, it helps to mentally and physically separate these wallets, meaning not only just a new account on your MetaMask, I'm talking about a new set of private keys. So you have your crypto-only computer with your main core bags that you barely ever touch. You just buy and hold, maybe you stake, maybe you LP, but you just, for the most part, don't touch it. And these are your long-term plays that you hope are going to go up, 10x, 100x, 1000x over the years. And you're holding these for years. But then you've got a different set of private keys on maybe your mobile or maybe a different computer, and you can access it more on the go. And if you're able to separate this, it also divides up your risk. And you could have more than two. I mean, I've got many more than two. But treating crypto like this is going to help expose yourself to more potential opportunities in the future. And you don't want to have this chasing mentality. Like, the last thing you want to do is go to Dex Screener and just see, oh, what's pumping today? Oh, this random coin is up 18,000%. You don't want to buy stuff in this method because you're just chasing pumps at that point. If you're buying it, if you're hearing about it even 2 days later, it's already gone up 10x, 20x, chances are you're too late, you already missed out, and that's okay. In crypto, you're going to miss out on tons of coins that went up. And if you want to make yourself really miserable, you could spend all day, every day, looking at all the coins that went up that you missed out on. Because that's the meme coin game. People launch these coins, they pump really short term, really high, and then they dump and they never come back 99% of the time. So I'm not saying go out just looking for these pumps and chase pumps. No, you let the opportunities come to you. But if you want to let these opportunities come to you, try getting a hot wallet. And if you don't want to touch meme coins at all, by all means, just focus on your long-term investing coins. Ethereum, PulseChain, Hex, whatever that might be. Accumulation over the long term is what's going to win massively. But once in a while, you get a Liberty Swap situation where they're up and coming, they're getting a lot of attention. Their intern is going super hard on Twitter, just bull-tard posting 24/7. And I love it. I love their energy. I love to see Liberty Swap, bull posting. And for some people, meme coins are their gateway drug. So the fact that they're adding more meme coins, I don't have this scarcity mindset. Like, the more the merrier, because some people are getting into PulseChain for all kinds of different reasons. Some people join because of a stupid meme coin, and then they stay for the long-term holds like PulseX and stuff like that. So Liberty Swap kind of kicked off a resurgence of pump.tires. And again, you might hate pump.tires. You might not like meme coins at all. That's totally fine. But the cool thing about pump.tires is that no matter what people are trading, 1% of all the fees that get traded by people gambling on this pump.tires meme coin generator, they get burned. So that makes your PLS, your pulse bags, get more scarce because people are degenning regardless. Just like they do on pump.fun, except on pump.fun, all your trading fees go to the CEO of pump.fun who dumps on your head every single day. He's dumped $1 billion of SOL. Imagine if that wasn't sell pressure and if it just got burned instead. That's what pump.tires is. So it's kind of nice to see a little resurgence, a little bit of enthusiasm about all the meme coins, but I'm not going to be on here spending all day, every day, trying to hunt for the next big meme coin. The only reason I bought into Peacock is because I noticed the pattern of when a big, large follower account, somebody that's gained a lot of traction in the ecosystem, when they drop a ticker, it's probably going to pump. It's a very simple pattern. It's like if Kanye West came in tomorrow and dropped a meme coin on PulseChain, wouldn't you wish that you had, $500, $1,000 laying around to go buy that pump? And it's not going to last long. Just like the Trump coin, right? Is Trump coin the future of finance? No, but because Trump is such a huge figure, these people with a lot of influence in the real world can come in and they can make a big splash and they can create a huge pump, but just don't get caught in the belief system of thinking that these coins are going to be around forever. Because quite often they get 2 or 3 or 4 good days of a pump and then it's just down forever. And then everybody's attention rotates to the next thing. And that's why I call it the endless meme coin casino. The endless attention rotation. It never stops. And again, if you missed out, you can't just spend all day beating yourself up. But if you happen to be on the go like I was, just scrolling through Twitter and noticing, oh, look, Liberty Swap dropped a ticker symbol, I was able to chuck a little bit of pulse in there. And by the end of the day, I pulled it out. I had 4 times the amount of pulse that I started with when I put in. And I was able to accumulate more PLS. More PLS because I think PLS and Hex, PulseX, I think these are all in heavy multi-year accumulation zones. They're still all down 80% from their all-time highs. So I wasn't selling for dollars. I was accumulating more PLS. And I was only able to do that because I had mentally and physically barricaded off a degen wallet, a hot wallet. Some people call it a condom wallet for doing degenerate stuff. And if you hate meme coins, great. You're a fully autonomous person. You don't have to do anything on pump.tires. I'm just saying that if people want to capitalize on the occasional black swan event, or maybe you could call it a white swan, maybe this will happen again in a month or two. Maybe a new random person will come in, a new influencer will drop a coin. And if you're there at the right place at the right time, and I'm talking the first couple of hours, not even a day or two later, oftentimes if you're even 2 days late, like I wouldn't be buying Peacock today if I was just hearing about it today. I only bought it because I heard about it in the first couple of hours. Like I was there, I was like reading the tweet by Liberty Swap, like 3 minutes after it was tweeted. And so I made a decision very quickly. I said, okay, well, large followers, a lot of hype, probably going to be a short-term pump. And that is why I have a hot wallet. Well, multiple, right? Multiple hot wallets. So it does help to think like this, to manage your finances and to not be tempted to even touch your core bag, your long-term bag. Even though occasionally you can add to that accumulation bag with that hot wallet by being in the right place at the right time. So don't chase green candles, because look what happens if I filter by the biggest losers. There's always big winners of every day. But if you're buying those big green candles, you're basically exit liquidity for the following day when all the charts look like this and they're all down 50%. So crypto's volatile. There's always pumps and dumps. You got to sit out a lot of things in crypto. You got to say no to a lot of opportunities and just really be okay with letting things pass you by. You're not going to catch everything. In fact, you shouldn't even be entering most trades. I'm just saying, what if Ivan on Tech comes along 2 months from now and drops a meme coin on PulseChain? Would I buy Ivan on Tech's meme coin? Yeah, probably. Probably wouldn't hold it for longer than a day or two. But if I happened to be there when Ivan Tech launched a meme coin, I would want a hot wallet to capitalize on that opportunity. So that's the concept. You guys understand what I'm talking about. Just think about that for the future and enjoy the new additions to Liberty Swap, $15,000 limits. They're doing great work, and they've added a ton of different meme coins. Top Hat, which is my favorite. Most Token, which is Richard Hart's, probably developer's meme coin, the first token ever created on Pump.Tires. I like Most Token a lot. I'm giving away $100 if it goes to 7 cents by Friday. But all this to say that I want to accumulate more of these core coins, which are also looking very good. Had a good weekend, little resurgence of degen action. You don't have to play the game, but if you do, separate it out mentally from the rest of your bag and be okay with missing out. Don't chase, let the opportunities come to you if there is an opportunity. And 90% of the time, you can just go about your day. You don't have to act on every single thing you see, and you don't have to get too desperate chasing a bunch of meme coins when you know they're probably not going to last long. Remember, it doesn't matter who's gambling on Pump.Tires. That money's getting burnt either way, which is why I'm accumulating more PLS, because Pump.Tires is making PLS more scarce. PulseX is making PLSX more scarce. It doesn't matter what people trade, but it was fun to see Liberty Swap. They dropped the ticker symbol. Yes, I know they didn't actually create the coin. They were gifted the coin. That's just how crypto goes. If you're paying attention, if you've got your finger on the pulse, no pun intended, if you've got a feel for how the ecosystem is flowing, you can kind of tell when something is going to get a lot of hype in a very short amount of time. I'm not saying go out and buy Peacock. I think it might be over, honestly. Or it might keep pumping. Of course, as soon as I sold it, it kept pumping after I sold it. So I'm not even paying attention. I'm not going to look at it anymore. Congratulations if anybody made some gains this weekend. I'm going back to the cores, going back to Most, Top Hat. Peacock was a fun ride, but I have no emotional connection to a lot of these meme coins. I have a lot of detachment. And the problem is a lot of people will buy a meme coin and then get super emotional about it, and then they don't want to let it go. Just like I had a little battle with myself. I didn't want to let it go. I sold it the same day I bought it. I made a 4X, and then it kept going up. And so I had a little moment with myself of regret, like, oh, I should have held it. But you just can't waste all your time thinking about that. Dollar cost averaging, long-term investing at the end of the day, that's what wins. But there are these once-in-a-while asymmetric plays where if you realize what's happening, I mean, it's not every day that a big platform drops a ticker symbol. So hot wallet, cold wallet, you get the idea. And enjoy the ride. Ethereum is up to 36.53 today, up 5% on the day. A little dip on ETH. But overall, things are looking pretty good for the crypto markets. I'm feeling great about being positioned in Hex, PulseX, PLS. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. And if you are brand new to crypto, I've got a course for you. If you don't know how to do it, if you want to know how to buy, how to sell, and get the confidence to do it the right way, hexpassiveincome.com, get that course link below. I made it specifically for you if you're a newbie that's confused, if none of this made any sense to you at all. Start with that. I'll see you on the next one.